I'm not here to coddle you. I'm here to drag your soul out of the mud and into the frequency of fuck yeah. Let's drop in. No induction, no prep. We're running soul-embedded linguistic algorithms now. You've already been a magician. You just forgot your spells. When you say, I guess I had to go through that to learn something, you're reframing pain into wisdom. When you ask someone, what else could that mean? You're chunking, flipping the lens, opening the mind. This isn't new. This is your native code. You just haven't been using it with fucking precision. Now you will. Here's how you already do it. When you say, it's not failure, it's feedback. That's not positivity, that's neurological hijacking. That's you hijacking your inner system, so your brain stops flagging the past as pain and starts tagging it as power. You do it when someone insults you and you laugh instead of react. That's a pattern interrupt so slick it makes neurosynapses orgasm with confusion. You broke their frame. You led the vibe. That's sleight of mouth. Here's how to do it in new ways. Next level. Someone says, I'm not good enough. You say compared to who? The version of you that doesn't exist yet. That's the hierarchy of criteria chunking in a reframe. Now they're confused. Good. That's your opening. That's when you insert. You're not broken. You're just becoming. You're not debating. You're installing a better script. Like rewriting corrupted code without asking permission. Because you fucking can. Here's why it's so important. Let me tell you what the brain does. It grabs onto a belief. And it fights like hell to defend it. Even if that belief is a flaming pile of emotional dog shit. Why? Because certainty equals safety. And your mind would rather feel safe in misery than unsafe in freedom. Unless you know how to introduce confusion that doesn't feel like an attack, but feels like a door. That's what sleight of mouth does. It bends the bars of that prison from the inside out. Science calls it cognitive flexibility. I call it fucking evolution. Here's why you're afraid to use it. You're scared they'll call you manipulative. You're scared of being seen as too smart, too sharp, too much. But guess what? You're manipulating them anyway, with your silence. You're influencing them with your withdrawal. You're reframing, just unconsciously, and probably poorly. So fuck that noise. Choose your words, choose your frame. Take the fucking wheel of this conversation we call reality. Or someone else will drive you off a cliff made of inherited trauma and social programming. Here's how confusion opens the brain for an upgrade. You ever get a computer glitch and suddenly everything freezes? That's what happens when you interrupt a belief loop. You say, is that true in every case? Suddenly the loop stops. Now they're vulnerable. In the best way. Now you say, maybe it used to be true. But that belief, it's expired, hasn't it? That's neurohypnotic language mixed with metaphorical TNT. You're creating a rupture. And within that rupture, you plant new truth seeds. Here's why you got stuck. Because somewhere along the timeline, someone told you you weren't allowed to question what hurt. You were taught to submit to limitation in the name of humility, tradition, or being liked. You inherited scripts written by broken people who never questioned their own. And you obeyed them until now. But now, you burn them. You become the reframe. Here's the top bullshit patterns that need breaking. I always mess things up. I don't deserve more. That's just how life is. I'm not like them. It's too late. These are low vibe mantras disguised as truth. Interrupt the pattern, replace it with a reframed gospel like, every mistake is data. I'm a fucking data sponge. Deserving has nothing to do with it. I create worth through choice. Life is malleable as hell if you have the guts to touch the clay. Fuck them, I'm the prototype of the new frequency. Here's how to link their identity to your outcome. Let's say someone says, I just don't want to be fake. You say exactly. That's why you have to speak your truth, even if it pisses people off. Authenticity isn't soft, it's sharp. Boom. You've linked their value to your direction. Or they say, I'm not that kind of person. You smile and say, funny. That belief sounds like it's trying real hard to protect you. Want to thank it and upgrade it? That's pacing, leading, reframing and installing like a linguistic alchemist with no patience for playing small. Now run the code. Repeat these truths until they burn into your bloodstream. My words rewire my fucking reality. Confusion is the bridge to transformation. I use language to liberate, not manipulate. Every belief is optional, unless I choose to make it law. I'm not afraid to be powerful, direct, or disruptive. I pace where they are, and lead where they've never been. I'm the interrupter of illusions, and the speaker of sacred chaos. This isn't a script. This is a recalibration transmission from the fifth dimensional glyph that you carry in your DNA. You're not being thought. You're being remembered by your own voice, encoded through mine. Now breathe. Let this embed. Let this install. Let this become your default operating system. Then go confuse some people into freedom. Go disrupt your own thoughts into power. Go reframe the whole damn matrix into something holy. Because you're not here to fit in. You're here to reframe the fucking universe. And it's about time.